So I had my props today. This is the Ethiopian cross. 2/3 of Ethiopians are actually Christian, Orthodox Christian. And it's a pretty strict belief. I was lucky to go about 3 years ago with a chef and spend a month in Ethiopia. And this recipe is actually from that trip. You won't find a lot of Ethiopian recipe books because most of the tradition is oral tradition and the dishes are therefore passed down. So one of the things I did with this chef was actually go into the villages and through a translator, interview people, especially elders, for these very old recipes. So that's what this is. Most people in Ethiopia are vegetarian for most of their lives because they fast a lot and they are vegetarian for a lot. I think it's really interesting that this bronze is shared by Benin culture and Ethiopian, and it shows an animal eating another animal, but the Ethiopians themselves don't really eat animals very much. When they do, it's celebratory and it's a lamb, it's a goat. This is neither of those. This is a very typical lentil stew, and it's made with berbere. So what is berbere spice? You can see by the color that it's pretty pungent looking, and it's fire. It really means hot sauce. That's the translation in Amharic, the language. Berbere is used in so many dishes in Ethiopian cuisine, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the spice is actually a lot of them. It's 12 to 14 different spices. You can buy this made up in the Spice House, but you can also create your own. So one of the recipes that Sarah's sending out this week is how to make your own berbere spice with local spices, 12 to 14, instead of the ones that you can't find here that are really only found in Ethiopia. The tradition of making this is really easy, and that it's using berbere spice to coat onions and a bit of ginger, and then add the lentils. Lentils are really plentiful in Ethiopia. And you make a stew out of this with a bit of tomato, right? And then you cook it down. It doesn't take very long. I put it in a bowl for you, but that is not the style, the way that people eat. In Ethiopia, they eat like this. It's a series of different dishes, and you use your hands with injera bread, which is hard to find. It's made of teff flour, and it's hard to find teff flour here, but it is a gluten-free product. I just put this on a tortilla for you for interest. And the way people eat is like this. And they eat with their hands, all right? And in the spirit of openness and welcome, like we heard today, they actually feed each other for the first few bites. And people share dishes. Now with the pandemic, we really don't share in the same way. So I made you a course for one, or basically a lunch for one, with different kinds of dishes. So that's our lentil stew, and we have that today, as I said, in the recipe file. Now you know a little bit about Ethiopian tradition and the idea of sharing food with each other, eating with one's hands versus with cutlery, and just enjoying what is really a very spicy dish kind of culture. So there you go. I'll put this back up now. And wow. Amazing. Next week, by the way, we'll talk about cardamom. After saffron, cardamom is the second most expensive spice in the world. It comes from pods. There's seeds in the pods, which are usually ground. And people think, oh, cardamom, where's it come from? It comes from different places in the world. So I'm going to compare what Indian cardamom is like with African cardamom, particularly Moroccan. And I'll do sweet and savory dishes with both kinds, just for the interest of it. Many cultures grind it, especially the Dutch. Persian culture eats it whole, uses cardamom pods whole. So I'll make a few dishes that have that variance too. So that's next week.
Hey, thanks for watching this YouTube video. If Unity's message of positive spiritual living resonates with you, I hope you'll subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date on other lessons as we post them. Also, if you're able to support us financially in the work that we do in the world, please check below for contact information. You can visit our website, find more about what programming we offer, as well as how to give. Blessings.